All right, let's get this party started as everyone hops on here. We are on lesson 4 of 8. So if you're watching lesson 4, this is where I, Frank Klesitz with Vyral Marketing, help 2 to 3 existing clients get results as clients on the core program. So you signed up for this at getvyral.com/class. So if you go to getvyral.com/class, you'll see the syllabus of the 8 lessons that we're going through. The 8 points in the checklist we're going through to audit someone's results as a customer, to get business from your database, or in lesson 4 of 8. You can also go to getvyral.com, VYRAL, and there's a link in the upper right called weekly classes. So you can see some context of what we're doing here. Julianne is a real estate agent up in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, looking for listings. Stacy and Dallas together are in Salt Lake, essentially South Salt Lake. And Brian as well is in Utah, but he's looking for more agent recruiting. So I'm working with Brian for agent recruiting, and Stacy, Dallas, Julianne mostly for listings. Stacy and Dallas, again, have a little bit of an angle where they know contractors to fix up the house, to have a concierge service, to take a day-to-day damaged home to get it sell for the most money, so where a buyer can afford to buy it with a mortgage, because most don't have the money to fix it up. So to put everything in context, the first thing I ask you to do, just kind of recap everything, is you're looking to get business, you want to learn how to use marketing, you need to have a good mental model for that. I highly recommend reading the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, written by Gary Keller back in the day, not too far long ago, maybe 2006. And there's a chapter in there called the lead generation model, where it breaks your world into Mets and haven't mets, the people you have not met in your target market that you have to reach out to, which we covered in lesson 1. And then once they respond and you have permission to stay in touch, now they're a Met and you have to nurture them to get them to buy from you or hire you. Those are your Mets. And basically lessons 2 through 8 in this course are working your Mets. And the very first lesson, which Vyral Marketing does not do, is how do you break into the haven't met list of a target market? And we covered some strategies on how to do that. Now, with that being said, now that you know the model of Mets and haven't mets, and let's kind of recap the lessons so far, then we'll get into today. So the very first lesson was, Frank, how do I build my database? Julianne, you're sending out thousands of letters to homeowners in Gettysburg saying that you have a buyer for their home and to call you to find out how much that home is worth. And that's working well for you. Tell us more about that. You gave me permission to share this email.
Yes.
You had 350 calls? Is that right?
More than that. Yeah, more than that now. So
you send out a letter to about 4,500 homeowners saying, hey, do you want to sell your home? I have a buyer, call me. It's called a golden letter. That call me, I can tell you what they can pay you. And just real quickly, give us some updated results from what you executed on lesson 1.
So far, I'm working with 35 actual homeowners that are wanting to sell. They have a little bit of an issue right now because there's not a lot of inventory for them to sell and then move into something else. So we're working on trying to maybe match some of the other homes I'm working with to see if those would possibly work for someone else. I did list one of the properties on the 1st of this month, and I already have 2 offers coming in.
Good. So you spent about, without going into detail, you spent about $4,000 in that campaign to send a letter. Are you happy with the ROI from that so far, or what's going to happen?
Absolutely.
Good.
This is game changing.
Good. Stacy and Dallas, we're working on your letter. You guys decided how you want to break into your haven't met list. I'm just kind of giving you some guidance. I will pull up the mailing list that you pulled. Tell us a little bit about the mailing list. I won't pull up your letter because that is private for you guys. But here's the mailing list. A couple of things I want to give you an update on the mailing list of the homeowners. You can get rid of mailing house number. You don't need that. So what you're going to have to do is mailing house number, pre-direction, mailing street, suffix, and direction. You have to merge all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these columns into property street address. Actually, no, that's mailing. Where's property?
You told me, I thought you wanted me to take out property.
No.
We're only going to do to the mailing.
So here's the deal. This is really important. The mailing address is what goes on the envelope. The property address is what goes in the letter.
In the letter.
Right.
Because you don't want to say, are you interested in selling? 123 Elm Street, where that's where the landlord lives. It's not the property. So we're going to merge mailing address on the envelope, and we're going to merge property address in the letter. So yeah.
That's all right. I can add that back in.
Yeah, you're going to need, so here's the columns we need. Owner first name, owner last name.
In separate columns.
Yes, separate columns, because we're going to say dear first name in the letter with the personalization. In proper case, where it's capitalized, right? Then we need street address for the property, all in one column. Street, property, state, property, zip, property, city. Then we need mailing street, mailing state, mailing city, mailing zip.
All in
and
one
all that.
column.
No, but the state, city, and zip are broken out. Just
Okay.
the street address I need in one cell. They would all be different columns, but the street address needs to be one cell. Because sometimes when the data comes back from the wherever county you're in, do you see how they broke out the mailing street address into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns?
Yeah.
I need all of that in one column.
Okay.
This is the worst part about doing a mailing. It's one thing to have the anxiety of what's in the letter. It's another thing to have the anxiety of spending the money on the postage. It's another thing to have the anxiety on what mailing list you're going to mail. It's another anxiety of formatting the data correctly so it merges right on everything.
Yeah,
Right?
it's probably the hardest part, honestly.
It is. And you can go to Upwork.com and find a contractor that specializes in formatting mailing lists, and they're really good at this stuff. All right.
Okay.
So that's what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to send a letter to get people to call you to build the database of the right people. The seller's lesson 1. Brian, let's go back to again. You're reaching out to all of the agents in the area to offer them a free copy of your recent book of scripts to go overcome all the latest seller objections, where agents say yes, and you bring them into your world to get your book. How's that going?
Last week was a little bit slower than the week before because we were focused more on getting all the tech set up with the Facebooks and the ads and all that stuff. So it's taking more time. That is.
Yeah. So that's the tyranny of the execution on lesson 1. So you guys are clear on that and we're moving forward on it. Lesson 2, class number 2, we talked about exporting all your databases, getting the right databases in place, syncing it all to Facebook for all the retargeting. That was incredibly technical, but you said very helpful. And you're going to execute that with everyone here at Vyral, with who's launching you. If you're new, it's Danny. You'll be working with him. 3 last week, shooting videos. Do you guys have your video topics? Yes. Do you have a time that's scheduled to shoot your videos?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Julianne, do you have a time to shoot your videos?
I do. And they've been fantastic.
Good.
Getting more views than I have
guys,
ever gotten before on anything.
Check this out. You guys know how like you make clips? I'm putting this in the chat. This is thebomb.com. Check out Opus.pro. Check this out. So I can take your YouTube videos in Zoom meeting, and it automatically creates amazing social media clips, like cheap. So I can take your Zoom meetings and your YouTube videos, and it automatically AI makes all the clips like perfect. So as long as you create a good YouTube video of like 3 to 5 minutes or whatever it is, and we have good chapters and it's like key point 1, key point 2, key point 3. So it has to be a structured video, right? Like where AI can figure out where a legitimate thing you're saying is. This can go through and pull the clips, and we're playing around with it. Isn't this cool?
You're saying that can do Zoom video from a Zoom as well?
So this is being recorded right now. So I got my little over here. I'm recording on my iPhone, and then I'm recording this. I'm going to throw this meeting into Opus and create a bunch of clips of like, work with Frank. Kind of cool, huh? Cool. Yeah. So these are new technology coming out that's kind of lowering the routine cost. Again, it's very new, so I'm not sure yet. We've been manually making them in Premiere, but maybe this is something I'm pretty excited about to be able to test something new as I'm just kind of playing around trying to do a better job. All right.
Frank, we got our CRM set up as well, and learning that as well has been a little bit of a learning curve, but
yeah, because you have the second CRM for your agent recruiting.
Exactly.
All right. So here's where we're at for lesson 4. You're just kind of watching me work with some clients, catching up. Everyone here has a strategy to build their database of the target person they want, and they're executing on that. Second lesson is we have a strategy to take their existing database and get it into the email marketing program and get it into retargeting and getting it so we can actually market to it. That was lesson number 2. Lesson number 3 is you have to start sending videos out. We have to nurture the database. And we went through the best topics and the best scripts of 2 videos a month. I want going out to the database, and we can pull some clips from them as well, but 2 longer form YouTube videos every single month answering a commonly asked question that your prospect asks. And you guys have those topics, right? And those are going to go through email, published. We'll follow up with the people clicking the links. Now, here's what I want to talk about today. I want to make sure that we're clear on your monthly lead generation message. So you're paying Vyral to execute a really good 36 touch strategy. 2 of the touches a month are 2 educational videos getting posted online, going everywhere. And the third message, and that's just kind of like an indirect getting people to see you, pay attention to you, spend time with you. And certainly you can see who's clicking those links so you can prioritize your follow-up, which is great. But there's a third message every month that people really love as customers. It's called the lead generation message. This is where you go straight to your list to generate leads now. People that click a link and go back and put their first name, last name, phone number, email address, how motivated they are, they want to talk to you, into a web form, and then you get those leads. Would you guys like some of those?
Yes.
Got it? Okay. Monthly lead generation offer. So what I want to do is I want to go through, let me give you some examples of lead generation offers you can send out once a month. Let me give you some that work really well, okay? And these are all on the client site. So let me read through a lot of these, okay? Hey, are you kind of maybe confused or not sure of all of your options of the best way to sell your home? Have you found that mortgage rates are up? And where are you going to move? I have investors calling you. You know, you have all these companies trying to figure out how to sell your house. Which is the best? You know, come get a ticket to my home seller workshop. I will teach you everything you need to know on how to sell your house. All right. A really good example of that is here. Here's somebody who crushes seller webinars. Here they are. They do webinars all over the city, driving people to teaching people how to sell their house, who does millions and millions of dollars a year in commissions. And you can go here of someone who probably runs one of the best seller workshop online webinars in the industry. And you can click there, it goes to Eventbrite. And this is where people can register. So they reserve a spot for the webinar. Here's all the sales copy of what they're going to cover in the webinar. They can click here to reserve a spot, to attend, to learn how to sell their house. And as you can see, that's where you collect their first name, email address, cell phone, home address. How did you hear about it? How long you've lived at the home? Are you a real estate agent or not, etc. And there you have it. Somebody who registers for home selling workshop is probably a seller lead. Got it? So we can send an email out to your database to do that. Let's go through a few more just so you can see which ones you're comfortable with. It's a great way to generate a lead. Buyer workshop, same concept. Home buyer workshop, want to know all your options, what you have to do, come attend the home buyer workshop. Next one, pre-listing renovation consultation. Hey, is your home maybe a little dated, damaged, you know, might need to get fixed up before you're thinking of selling it? Want to get the maximum price? We'll come out there and tell you what improvements you should make to your home to maximize your ROI. Put your information in to request a pre-listing renovation consultation if you're interested in that, okay? This is the most popular one. This is probably the #1 performing one. Hey, home prices are kind of all over the place. Would you like to know what your actual home value is? Not like, you know, the lies you're getting online with the algorithms. But would you like me to actually look at the pictures and bathrooms and unique features of your home to find out what your home is actually worth and what it would sell for? Put your information in this form and I'll give you an estimate of your home value. That's another example message to go out and generate a lead. Let's keep going. Hey, do you want to skip the hassle and stress? Well, here, look, I'll just click these. Hey, do you want to guarantee cash offer on your home and skip the hassle of a traditional sale and pick your close date without the stress? Look, I got investors that will pay you a price for your home. It's not great, but it's easy. And if you'd like to know what that investor kind of lowball price is, let's say, click here and find out if you're interested in getting an offer on your home. See that? Let's keep going. This is how you generate leads. Next one, this is really wide. Hey, we're giving away a free cooler. Would you like to be entered into a drawing? We're giving away something for free. Would you like to win a free Yeti cooler? We're giving it away totally for free at this date and time on Facebook Live. Just simply call this 24-hour recorded line, leave your name and leave your name and number and email, and you'll be entered into the drawing. And you have all these people calling you, just giving their contact information. They're not the best leads, but it's a good way to get contact information. And it's like, you know, here's all the rules and regulations with the sweepstakes or drawing. And I kind of wrote those all out in the email, and you can do a fun drawing and gather contact information that way. Again, leads aren't great, but that's an option. Let's keep going through more. Rent to own. It's time to break up with your landlord. There's a big market for rent to own programs. There's vendors that will help you put that together with rent to own. This is a really good offer to send out to your buyer leads that that want to own or don't have a down payment. And you can ask people to get pre-approved for your rent to own program. Okay, and here's all the details. Again, all of this for clients. If you go to getvyral.com and you click client login, you'll have access. Click real estate agent, you will see all of these here. This is where I'm going through all of those. This is a big one, VIP buyer list invite. You're gonna need this in order to do this, because you don't want to go out and say I have a buyer for your home and lie to people, right? So what you have to do is say, hey, would you like to get on my VIP buyer list? You can see hidden Utah home inventory you won't see online. Get immediately notified of my private exclusive off-market listings. Sign up for my VIP buyer list. And when I have a seller that has specifically requested a pocket listing or has specifically documented requesting, I don't want this marketed publicly, I'll let you know. And then get on my list. And then you use those buyers to say that I have off-market buyers ready and pre-qualified to make offers, and you play agent matching the two. So you can send this out. How you guys doing so far? Hanging in there with me?
Mhm.
All right. I'm just showing you how do real estate agents generate leads. This is it. You run these on radio, you run these on TV, you run these as Google AdWords, you run them as Facebook ads with a reason for people to give up their contact information so you can call them and identify needs. Let's go through some more. All right.
Where's that list? Where do you find that list again? Sorry. Or is it in the chat?
Oh, this is the money list. Like, you knowing the offers to generate leads is like marketing 101, but the real estate industry doesn't, you don't get this type of training. But like, to answer your question, go to getvyral.com, click client login right here.
Okay.
Once you're there, it redirects like our crappy Google site, which works just fine for us. We use it like as a wiki. Then under monthly implementation, click real estate agent. And when you're there, you'll see the scripts for the month for the 2 videos that we give all the customers. But down below, do you see where it says lead generation templates? This is what I'm clicking. They're all right here.
Thanks, Frank.
And if you're a customer and you don't have access to that, email us. We just have to add you on the back end. Okay. Okay. VIP buyer list, buy before you sell. Hey, you are now an all cash home buyer. We'll help you make an all cash offer to the seller so you can move into your new home before selling your current one. Julianne, this is what you need. Why are people not listing their home with you? Tell us.
Sorry, I was trying to get through the microphone.
Right.
What was the question?
So why are people not listing with you?
Currently, it's they are ready to list. They just don't have any place to go to that's meeting their needs, either downsizing or they don't want to. There's quite a few that want to build in a 55 and older community, and it's taking 8 months to build, and so they're a little more down the road.
Do some research on this. There's a lender or someone that's available in Gettysburg where they can go move in to their new home and then sell.
Oh yeah, we actually, my company actually has a program that's like that.
We got to market that. All right.
Okay.
Couple more. Yep, we got to market that. Couple more free home sellers guide. This is easy. Hey, This is really great, by the way. I'm a big fan. We don't make any money on it. I'm a real fan of keeping current matters. Keeping current matters is cheap, 10, 20, 30 bucks a month. And every quarter, I don't know how long, they give you like this PDF guide, like how to sell your home for summer 2023, how to sell your home or how to buy a home summer 2023. And it gives you like a nice, legitimate like document. Well, just send out an email. Hey, do you want to download the latest home sellers guide? Put your information in. Do you want to download the latest home buyers guide? Put the information in. And it generates a lead. That's like super old school direct marketing, like hundreds of years. Call now for your free guide. Direct response marketing. All right. And it works great. That's another option. Let's keep going through some more. Well, I'll just give you one more. I can keep going here all day long, but this is also a nice one. Just straight up, I want to let you know that if you just want to book a call with me to talk about buying or selling a house, you can. Like, it's almost like stupidly obvious, but I want to let you know that I'm here to answer your home selling questions. I know it's super confusing. I'll actually talk to you for free. Just book 30 minutes on my calendar. There's a record amount of uncertainty with interest rates, growing mortgage payments, low qualifications, inflation, declining wages. What the heck's going on with the housing market? Why aren't prices falling? Everyone's confused. Well, I know it's up. Book a call with me. I'll help you out. Right? Happy to visit with you. Here's the most popular questions I get. I'll answer them for you, specific to your situation. You can ask me anything. I also know all about buying investment properties, and this is crypto. This one needs to be updated. That was like everyone was asking about how to buy houses. The questions people were booking is like, how do I buy houses with crypto back in the day, like 2 years ago, which is kind of funny. No pressure to hire me. You're welcome to hire any competing agent to represent me. I don't care. I just want you to know I'm here. I have deep insights in the Utah real estate market. Please talk to me first before you buy or sell. I promise the call will be worth it. Grab 30 minutes here. Wouldn't you love it if a bunch of people in your database just book phone calls with you about buying or selling on your Calendly?
So most of those are email templates. Is that how you're sending them out? Or are you
Yes.
making them into videos?
Great question. So we recommend at Vyral one offer for immediate response every month. Let's come up with an offer for immediate response every month. The reality is you can pick 3 and run them all 4 times a year. It's fine. Got it. So you just pick 3, run them 4 times. You don't have to have a new one every single month. Honestly, most people run cash offer and home value report are their big ones. And they even just switch those off every other month. And sometimes they throw in probably a seller workshop's really popular. You can sprinkle some other ones in there, but it's really whatever you're feeling. What type of fish are you trying to catch that month? This is the bait we're going to use. All right.
Okay.
So we come up with a message and we kind of personalize it to what's going on in the news and what's going on in the economy. So we enter the conversation going into the email recipient's head of what's going on in the world. Okay. One of the things, if we were to send something out, I would definitely talk about the US debt being downgraded. Did you guys read that? This was like 1 or 2 days ago. The ratings agencies, one of them downgraded the quality of the US bonds, which sent rates up, which is not good if you were trying to get a mortgage, right? So like if you were to put that, like kind of like one of the reasons I'm writing you is I got some questions about this kind of at the beginning of the message, it'll pull better if we personalize it that way. So what we're going to recommend to you guys is, you're sending out your 2 videos in the 1st and the 15th. And then one other time during the month, I don't really have any specific time so much that works best, but let's send out a plain text email, no video, good headline, good subheadline, good write-up with a link that says, click here to register for the workshop. Click here to find out what your home is worth. Click here to get a cash offer on your home, right? Whatever. And then it goes back to a web form where people put their information in, which we'll create for you. And then you get the lead. Okay. So I'm just going to give you guys the one I want you to use. I'll give you the most popular one. Are you ready? Find out what your home is worth. Can't go wrong. So your assignment today, depending where you are, and again, I'll give you a different one, Brian, for recruiting, but this is helpful for getting listings. Okay. Is go meet with your coach and let's put together a find out what your home is worth campaign for your lead generation offer. So let me show you some of the results that might work. I'm going to pull up the results for the #1 listing agent in Austin. All right.
So Frank, what you're saying is that we have to do this with our rep at Vyral.
Yes, Oh, 100, well, we do
Okay.
this for you. This is what you're buying.
I know. I know.
Is we
I
got
just wanted to
the
make
2
sure.
videos a month going out, right? Let's make sure those are going
Mhm.
out. But I want you to
Yep.
ask this week, now that you've mastered the 2 videos, now that you've mastered building your database, arguably, well, you certainly have.
Yeah.
Now that we've mastered syncing everything up, right? We're working on everything from lesson 2, and that we've mastered getting videos out to the list, which we talked about last week, and you have that going on. Let's get some leads from the database. Let's shake the trees and find out in the current list, in your existing list, not the cold list, who's interested in doing some business. So let's show you how this works. So here's an example of an email that went out back on June 15th. Okay. This is in Austin. So we had, now this number is not right because Gmail like automatically opens emails now. The open rate's a bunch of crap. Don't pay much attention to it anymore. It's not real. But arguably 7,300 people opened it. So here's a list of 24,000. This is a large real estate agent. Okay, you don't have to have a list this big. This is a larger example. It's a ridiculous example. I just want you to see this. Does anyone want to call through 24,000 people? That sounds terrible. Okay, like what's wrong with you? Let's send an email out, okay, to find out the 328 people that click a link to find out what their home is worth. See that? 328 people clicked a link to enter your home address here to find out what buyers will pay for it. So you took this monstrosity of a disaster, right? And through one simple marketing message, was able to identify 328 people that clicked that link. That's really valuable information. Okay. So not only, and again, I have these messages here for you. Okay. So they click this link. Where do they go? Here, we build this for you. We build this on paper form. It's super cheap. Okay. So you'll have this for your brand, Julianne. You'll have this for you, Stacy and Dallas. Brian, you'll have this for you. And let's go through it. Enter the address. Are you thinking of selling soon? What's the condition of the home? What type of property is this? When was it built? Are you working with an agent? Is there anything else we need to know? And then where should we send the estimate? Got it? And then click Get Estimate. Then it says on the confirmation page, it says, great, we'll be in touch with you like in 5 minutes, which should be the right answer, right? And you're going to call them up, right? You're going to call them up and say, hey, you want to know what your home is worth? Yeah, go to Zillow. I mean, if you want that answer, that's not why you came here. Can you send me some pictures? Can I come out and see it? Can you send me some videos? Can I actually get some details of the unique features of the house? And maybe let me go into the MLS versus the arrears data that they're getting online through the algorithms. And let me actually figure out what your home, what I'd actually list it for. And oh my gosh, this is amazing. Thank you. This is really helpful, is the answer that you're going to get from people. And then from there, it turns into a selling conversation. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what's nice is then we go into paper form. So here's like the forms, right? So you could see here that we've had 475 people. I don't want to go through too much of this because this is all of his leads, okay? But you see all the information people put in. I don't want to share that too publicly. But there's 475 people over time have put their information for a free home value. Call leads. How's that? Stacy and Dallas, you guys are investors, all right? So are my wife and I, okay? We would run ads and we would do marketing to find out what your home is worth, okay? So this is our website. This is kind of like if you're a real estate investor, get your free cash offer. That's another offer for immediate response. So we can send an email out saying, would you like just to skip all the hassle of even dealing with, marketplace buyers, just get a cash offer right now. Email goes out, they go back to a form. Here's what that form looks like. What's your reason for wanting to sell? Property type, how much you think it's worth, how soon do you want to sell, occupancy, behind on mortgages. You're asking all these questions. And I want you to notice something here too. This is really important. You notice how I'm not asking for the contact information up front? This is where you ruin your response. If you send someone to a landing page and it's like, give me your blood type and social security number and contact information. They're not going to put it in like, right? What you want to do is kind of tease them and get them invested into the form by asking questions that are relevant to them. So just notice how this form's built for improved conversion. Do you see how it's just one question? I'm not asking for their phone number and contact information. I'm asking for their motivation for selling. Interesting, right? So you see how this gets you invested into the form? This is really important when you build your forms. Property address, city, zip, bedrooms, bathrooms, listed with an agent. Now I'm asking for the contact information. See that? Receive your offer. Then it's like, great. We're going to call you up. We're going to look at your house because our offers are firm. That's the big thing they want. We have firm, legitimate offers. I was driving through Texas, and I always love paying attention to the offers on billboards and radio. I'll listen to the radio for the ads. I'm weird, and I'll really pay attention to billboards. And We Buy Ugly Houses, or Home Investors, whatever, the little caveman, whatever, was on the billboards. I was like, oh, what's the meta? What did they put on the billboard? I'm so excited. Kitty, pull over. All right. And it was the we have our offers are strong, we have the firmest offers or something like that. So of all the messages that home investors could put out for all their franchisees around the country, like, what are you going to put on the billboard? And it was like, the offer you get does not change. That's what the consumer wants to hear. So I immediately go back and I kind of update my messaging, because if they're putting that on a billboard, that's probably what the market wants to hear, right? So I think that's how you'd follow up with the cash offers. I want to make you a quality offer, so I need more information before I can give it to you. Fair enough? So let me take you into paper form, and I'm fine with showing you my leads. All right.
Frank, do we have our own login to paper form on our end?
You do not. No, we do it on
Okay.
our end because it's all done in one account.
Okay.
But we can create a form very quickly. So I have templates of these forms I put together that I've really tested. So we take the template, we figure out the offer, what's the reason, what's the message we're sending out, copy it over, personalize it to you. And then whenever someone puts their information in, you get an email. And if you want to go a little bit more deeper, it takes more time. If you want it to push into your CRM, you can set that up as well. Okay. But again,
Are we allowed to make any changes?
100%. If you want to change like a question or it's not relevant, we can update the questions. Yeah. One of the ways you build a good web form is figure out who's spending millions of dollars on AdWords for, like, type in like get a mortgage, sell my house, and figure out who's the big companies buying the top of Google, and then kind of see how their forms are structured. They've spent millions of dollars figuring that out, and you can kind of use that as you always kind of create your own landing page. You just kind of find out who's really spending a lot of money on those same things, and you model it for yourself. So let me go back to Katie and Frank's stuff. This is, like I said, back when we were buying. So we've had 581 people request a cash offer. See that? And I can go in there and I could see the reason wanting to sell, the property type, how much they think it's worth, how soon they want to sell, occupancy, property address, city, state, zip, bedrooms, bathrooms, listed with an agent, first name, last name, email, phone number. How did you hear about us? And what great leads, right? And they're even better because they're coming from your existing database. You're just shaking the trees to find the ones that are already sitting in there. All right. So here's your assignment for at least today's lesson, Julianne. Frank, help. I need more business. I need my Vyral to work. I would ask, okay, go through lesson 1, go through lesson 2, go through lesson 3. We're audit point 3. Now we're on audit point 4. I'd ask you, Julianne, when's the last time we sent a direct offer lead generation message to your database by email? Great. Well, let's pick one. Free home value. Got it? Great. Let's create the landing page. Great. Let's create the email. Update it to what's going on in the news. Great. Send. Fair enough? Stacy and Dallas,
Yeah,
same
and
thing with you too.
I'll touch base with Adriana for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stacy and Dallas, same thing with you two as well. When's the last time we sent a direct offer lead generation style message to the whole list, right? You're just getting started, you haven't done it yet.
Mhm.
But ask, let's pick one of all the ones I went through that you think is relevant. Let's create the landing page. So you get notified a lead. Let's put together an email that is relevant, that's up to date, kind of talking about why you're messaging them, has something to do with what's going on with the market and the news. Drive those leads right to the landing page. Okay.
No, I really like it. I feel like we're always focusing so much on getting new leads, you neglect your existing leads, so this will be
Mhm.
really great.
Yeah. So you have it. So you have a system to kind of indirectly nurture them with video. So it builds trust and price elasticity. They like you, they spend time with you. And yes, we can click the people watching the videos. We'll talk about that later. Oh, let's spike response. Get that lead gen message out. All right.
Okay.
So Brian, so that's your assignment, at least in today's context of doing a direct response lead generation offer and making sure we're getting out one every single month and just picking one that you think you want to do. And there's no problem with rerunning. You can do the free home value in October again because it's the fall. Got it? Totally fine. So Brian, we now got to pick a lead generation offer for you for recruiting. So let's say you have your agent database, right? You have your list of agents who know you, like you, that have given permission to stay in touch, either in Utah, all over the country, because you want referrals or you're recruiting for your downline or you're someone coaching or whatever it is, right? And you're sending them the helpful videos to help them grow their business, like we talked about last week. But we need to know who's maybe ready for a conversation about doing something, right?
Yep.
That's going to be an offer for immediate response. Now, all of you are on this class because that was an offer. Come join me for class. You gave me your contact information. The people who are in class are a little more valuable than maybe someone who's not, right? So let's go through some options for you, Brian, for a lead generation message. I'm going to go into the website and go to Real Estate Recruiter. Okay. How about this one? Now hiring listing agents. Now you're going to have to be able to deliver on this, Brian. All right. But if you're following what I'm teaching here for listings, Julianne, could you see that if you dialed in your listing appointments with what we're sharing here, it'd be pretty easy to hire an agent and just send them on the appointment for you if you did the lead conversion calls,
Absolutely.
right? Calls come in from direct mail, calls come in from database. You talk to them, you ask the questions, and then you dispatch an agent to go on the appointment, right?
Absolutely.
I bet, you could probably find a really good agent that has zero desire to take any risk or do any of the marketing work to do that. And you probably don't have to pay him that high of a split because you're handing him business.
Right.
Right. So
Yes.
I'm perfectly fine. Julianne, you could totally ethically send this out. Hey, I'm hiring listing agents. I will book your listing appointments for you. I want to let you know I'm looking to hire 3 agents in Gettysburg. We've communicated at some point in the past. You're a client. We're connected on social media. I appreciate you opening this. Look, I've been getting a lot of interest recently from people looking to get into real estate. All right. Or if you're currently licensed, I have people looking for business. I can help you. But I have so many people calling me now that we book your listing appointments.
That's true.
It's true.
It's
Isn't it?
true. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Do you realize that by generating listing leads and doing Vyral will solve all of your recruiting problems? Because you can hand them business now, right?
It's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it is. I've been in the business for 20 some years. Are they gonna have to cold call? Nope. No.
Frank,
So I haven't.
sorry, buddy. I got to dip out.
All right. Have fun.
Thank you guys so much. See you next week.
Yep. Hey, come to Inman next week.
Oh, in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
I'm down. Let's go. Our neighbors will fly us there if we want them to.
Let's go. Inman next week. I'm at the Cosmo. Let's go hang. All right. So, yeah, you'll train with me every morning to shout out. Look, it's all here. Got it. If you're thinking of selling your home too, let me know. So this could go. So Julianne, this could go to your whole database of buyers and sellers. What I'm saying here is what you could do with this is literally send it to your whole list that you're hiring agents, which is kind of an interesting move. Of like, you must be a really good agent if you're emailing everyone on your list that you're hiring agents if they're calling to list their house.
What do you
catch me
mean
on
the
this?
whole list? You mean my whole
Buyers, sellers,
database?
past clients, sphere, whole, yeah, you mail this to everyone,
Really?
not just agents. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting take.
Yeah, because people will reply back, oh, you
Huh.
must be really good.
Oh, okay, I get it.
You know what I mean? But it's true.
Wow. Okay.
There's nothing, is anything here we're lying about?
No, not in my case. I don't know about everybody else's, but
Well,
I'm
they just got to do the marketing.
I'm overwhelmed at the response. I mean, I could use the help.
Exactly. And that's the position you want to be ethically in. So here's the deal. So
Yeah.
Brian, let's get your marketing act together. Let's get some listings. Let's hire some agents to listings, right? So they're going to click this. Oh, crap. This is the one I want you to send out, Brian. Brian, can you book listing appointments for at least one agent on your team?
Yeah.
Okay, then you can do it. All right.
Okay.
I want you to probably pay them only 20 to 30% of the commission. So 20, ideally, at most 30. Okay, when you're actually setting a pre-qualified appointment.
So it's more like a referral fee then that you're paying them?
No, because
No?
you could think of it that way, but a referral means it's
Okay.
like, go figure it out. When you're setting the appointment, they're like your W-2 employee. Like you are
Okay,
going to
got
control
it.
that thing. So
Yeah,
you can,
okay.
I wouldn't even think of it that way. It's just that, look, you know, if you want to come in
No
here and
problem.
chase your own business and chase the leads I give you, I'll pay you 50-50 and higher. But if I'm booking you appointments, I'm not going to pay you as much, but you probably do more business and make more money.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm really proud of this form, Brian. I think we created this for you in the recruiting class, right?
I think
The
so.
apply now. Yeah, it's fine. Let's take a look. So BRYN, let's find out. Brian Colmier, to home search. It's Brian Crawford, strategy call, contact. Nope, we still got to create it. I think this one will work. Yeah, this isn't, it's not, this is good enough. I'll just pull up a client one right here. So here,
Is it Coach Colmier, under Coach Colmier, Frank?
It might be, but here's what the landing page looks like. So, hey, real estate agents, are you really struggling to get listings? Well, everyone's calling me to list their house. I'll book the listing appointments for you. I can't go on all of them. Would you be interested in going on my listing appointments? And I'll train you up to teach you how to do it. Apply now. It's a really strong message, right? So are you currently licensed? Do you have direct selling experience? Do you have experience in the real estate industry? Do you live near the office? This one you can probably get rid of. This one doesn't really apply, but would you call 100 leads if I gave them to you? What time commitment do you prefer? Who are you more comfortable working with? What's the most amount of money you've earned annually? What's the number one thing you need help with? What's your biggest motivator to succeed in real estate? How long could you live on your cash savings if you choose a 100% commission plan? What's the minimum number you must earn a month to pay your bills? What's your income goal for next year? What's the feeling that you want more than anything else in business? What personality best describes you? Which compensation model do you want? How did you hear about us? What questions do you have? And then finally, what's your contact information? Brian, you will literally solve all your recruiting problems if people just fill this out. How does that sound, buddy?
I think that's brilliant.
Sounds great. The part that I worry about is well, we got to deliver on that, right? Or I shouldn't say, but that's the big part of it. So
yeah, just go watch the replays.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. Like the reality is it's kind of like the cash offer. You go out to the marketplace get a cash offer on your home. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's the best terms. How many people take the cash offer? Not many. And they flip to a listing, but it's done ethically. Are we clear? Same thing. Hey, I'll book all your listing appointments. Okay, fine. You meet with them. Okay, well, I don't have that many right now. I have a few. I didn't lie to you, but I can do it. But I'm going to take 80% of your commission. Or do you want to go on a different plan? You have the, book your appointment plan with the team, but then you also have the, here's, you work all the Zillow Flex leads, or here's all the cheap leads from Facebook. You got to chase those all day long to get your appointments. All I pay is a little more, it's 50-50. Or just join the brokerage. That's 70-30, 80-30 with a cap. And you have to go get your own leads, right? So I think it's the same idea with an agent is, you kind of put out the bait, which is advertising, perfectly fine. But once you actually meet with them, then you explore all the options and then they pick the one that's best for them. Sound good?
Yeah.
For what it's worth, Brian, this is an agent up in Seattle. She booked 230 recruiting appointments with that message. There's about 6,500 agents in King County.
Yeah.
And then she went out and said, if you're struggling to get listings, I'll book them all for you. And you could probably get 3 listings a month with my system. And if I pay you 20%, which we didn't say it that way, you'll make 125 grand a year. So if you're interested to make 125 grand a year and you don't want to do any of this, and you don't want the anxiety, frustration, worry, or spiritual, psychological burnout of chasing the minuscule chance of being a millionaire real estate agent like that, because everyone else is selling you to get rich and you're kind of getting a little beaten down on that message, right?
How long ago did she send this message out?
2 months ago. This is in
And-
spring.
Molly, your client, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And how many did she hire that were?
I don't know. I gotta ask her.
normal agents?
It got crazy. It was just a lot. We didn't really have a very good process to like make sure they showed up. So now every appointment's stuck. And then when you start hiring an agent every day, it's like, how are you going to train them?
Yeah.
That's like, oh my God, if they're, how do I generate that many listings if I take that many people on? So I think there's a lot of operational stuff that had to be
Sure.
figured out.
Sure.
But the message hit. The message hit, and it got the appointment and it got the opportunities. And this is an example of a direct offer message going out to your database of, we could actually, in fact, I think here's the email that went out. Yeah, here's the email. I wanted to write you to see if you have any interest in going on listing appointments for us. I know you're a licensed agent. That's what I desperately need right now. We're located in Kirkland over by the Costco. The market is picking up. People are calling me to list all over King County. My current team size doesn't have the ability to help everyone. I built a name for myself over 20 years, Julianne. We mail 10,000 letters a month to likely to sell homeowners. You mail what, 5,000 a month, Julianne? You also have social media and email retargeting going to your database. You get home value requests, cash offer inquiries, and then you sell tickets to your workshops. All of this is true, right? My phone rings all the time. I think sellers are finally seeing the writing on the wall and want to get ahead of it. I have a newborn. I don't want to be doing this anymore.
I don't have that.
Yeah, right. I just need you to go on the.
No.
I just need you to go on the damn appointment and get the contract signed. I'll handle everything else. As long as you win
Yeah.
1 in 3, I won't fire you. I could probably get you 9 to 12 listing appointments a month. You don't have to do any cold calling. There's no marketing risk. You can work from home. If I pay you 20% the commission of rates here in Seattle, you probably make 120 grand a year. I'll pay all your fees. It's super painless. It's probably not even full time. I want to be very clear here. Do you have any interest in working together? Call me. Here's how we'll onboard you. How's that, Brian? Why don't you take this email message? Got it?
Okay.
And I want you to sit down and write that so it's honest from you.
Okay.
Rewrite that. That's a hell of an email. And let's send it out to your agent database. So it's honestly from you, and just have people call you because they need money. And they don't want to have to work so hard to get it because they probably had it pretty good the past 2 years. And now you have to get back on the phones, and not everyone wants to do that.
I'd like to know how that works out for you, Brian,
Okay.
because I'm going to be doing that here shortly, recruiting.
Mhm. Yep.
I need help. Seriously.
Recruiting becomes a lot easier if you just give the agents the business, specifically the appointment. The farther you move away from like setting the appointment for the agent, like the farther away you move from that, the more hardening recruiting becomes, because that's the biggest challenge is like getting the business, right? So, all right, Stacy, do you have any questions on how to make an offer for immediate response once a month to your database?
No,
Good.
that's pretty clear.
Free home value. Brian, any questions on your first offer? And there's other offers you can send out for recruiting. Come to my class, download my latest book of scripts, get a copy of my listing presentation. All right. Get my listing process checklist. You know, come sit in on a team meeting, book a one-on-one free coaching call with me. Those are all other offers
Sure.
that you can send out. But I like the idea of just kind of going for the bottom of the funnel. Do you want to come work here? Perfectly fine with that. That's it. That's what I covered today. So other questions? Let's maybe take the last 10 minutes and just discuss. By the way, for all of you watching, I'm going to open up the chat here. I'm going to make the chat available to everyone. I think we have, do we have Q&A on here? We do have Q&A. So I made the chat available to everyone watching if you have a question. And I opened up the Q&A on here. Does anyone here watching have any questions for Brian, Julianne, or Stacy? Or any questions for me? Feel free to ask. You guys ready to make some money?
We should have music in the background, you know,
I know.
waiting for somebody to respond.
Oh, I forgot a pro tip. Remember how I always give you guys a pro tip? You guys ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Frank, this is awesome. I hit my list with this direct offer message and got all these leads of people that want to give me money. But you just can't keep beating up your own list with that message constantly, right? Like once a month. Got it? So the question is, who else's list can you beat up as opposed to yours? Right? With that direct offer message. Your mortgage guy or gal. Call up the mortgage person. Hey, mortgage person. Let's send an email out from you to your list to invite people to find out what their home is worth, and I'll call them. And you don't even have to mention me in the email, because then you're going to kind of, all your other agents are going to have a, what's up with that? Right? Other agents. You go to other agents in the marketplace. Hey, are you looking to get out of the business? Are you looking to retire? When's the last time you sent an email to your database to spike some seller leads? Huh? What are you talking about? Is their answer. You'd be like, yeah, man, let's get on a call. Give me your list. Let's send an email from you out to your list to generate home value requests, and I'll call them. You don't do anything. I'll do all the work. And I'll pay you 20%. Got it? This is what we're doing with Spring. So
Spring B.
yeah. So if you go to retirewithspring.com, we're reaching out to all the exhausted agents in Utah. So these are agents that probably are older, that have been in the business for a long time, which is what I would prefer. So have a good list and a good name behind them, that maybe their production was here and now it's down. And we're reaching out to them, be like, give up. We got you. Just send your whole CRM to me. We'll co-market to it, pay a 20% fee, and we'll do all the work. How cool is that?
That's
You can even cut in your own agents. So if you have agents on your team, so Brian, you have agents on your team, you can get them to send out a direct response email to their list. You know, so if you're like, man, this is really working for my own list, how could you go work with someone else to get them to send it out, and then you just work their leads, saying you're the colleague of someone? That's a pro tip. Because ultimately, once you master everything in these 8 lessons and you're making money and things are going and everything's good, you're really kind of left with like, I just need a bigger database. I got to reach more people, right? So typically the way you do that is you got to go buy a lot more mail, right? You got to go spend a lot more money. But one of the ways that you don't have to spend a lot more money is go to everyone else that has a list of roughly the same types of people and basically treat them as affiliates. You build like an affiliate marketing program, and then you work the leads that come in.
Frank, I have a quick question on this.
Yeah.
What are the legalities of, do you need some sort of a contract between the agent that you're asking for their
I don't know.
list?
Don't worry. The privacy stuff doesn't matter because it's from them to their list. I mean, you're sending in your stuff to, I mean, I could be an agent. Julianne, how about this? Instead of you paying Vyral Marketing, I'll give you Vyral Marketing for free. Give me your list. I'll start sending out stuff from you to it, and I'll work the leads, and I'll pay you 20%. It's called
Oh,
Vyral
my
Flex.
goodness.
Are you interested?
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I still
Right.
think some agents are going to want to have something in writing.
Yeah,
That you've
they will.
signed, they've signed, saying that you're going to pay them 20%, and here's who's going to be
So
included in that agreement.
that's a co-marketing agreement, right?
Right. It's got to be
So-
something.
Let me read it to you. So fellow Gettysburg agents, fellow Utah agents, I'm very interested in paying you for the privilege to work your database. If you're thinking about retiring, you don't have the money or time to close transactions, I'll pay you 20% at closing. We close 1 in every 58 people in our database at our 582,000 median home price in Salt Lake. That's a $3,200 check that you'll get for every 52 people you sent us. Sure. We'll clean your list, append missing information, send out emails and retargeting ads, mail personal letters, make thousands of phone calls to book qualified listing buyer appointments every day. We could do it quickly from you with a message you approved to your list. I'll handle all the co-marketing to your database, the follow-up calls, the appointments, the presentations, transactions. Get it to a successful close. The title company will pay you. Just keep an active license somewhere. All right. We've sold a bunch of homes. You can download my 15-minute agent retirement plan. It goes to 5 steps we'll follow, which I can accomplish in 15 minutes. And then, oh yeah, referral contract. There you go.
Ah, there we go.
Boom.
Bingo.
There you go. There's your
Done.
referral contract
Thank-
right from NAR.
Yep. Excellent.
That's the question.
Yeah,
That
it's
that
just
was
like
the
a
big.
referral fee.
That's a referral
Yeah.
fee. Mhm. I
Okay.
could pay you a 20%
cool.
referral fee. And then you would fill this out for every specific deal. So when you got it, when you set an appointment or a deal from their list, you fill out a separate one of these forms for each deal.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That makes sense
Easy.
now. Yeah.
All right. How long have you worked with Vyral Best Part? The audience wants to know.
We've worked
Stacey.
Vyral, geez, for like, I want to say 6 or 7 years now, at least.
Stacy and Dallas, you're new. You're
Yeah,
just going through your build process.
we met Frank, 2 years ago at a mastermind in Cancun. Instantly
Yeah.
fell in love with him, love at first sight. But we just
Nice.
signed up and, yeah, we're excited. It's been about just not even quite a month yet.
Yeah. And then Julianne, you've been with us for how long?
Over 2 years, but I had to step away because I got COVID and had a lot of issues. And now I'm back, and I wished I'd never stopped.
Best Part?
Best part for me?
Yeah.
The results. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you ought to pay me for advertising because I'm like the
Yeah.
poster child for Frank. Okay. I cannot believe how simple this is. It is bar none better than anything I've ever tried, ever in 20 plus years.
Mark, congratulations. Thanks for signing up. Danny is the person working with the build process. Top 3 tips for a new member. Okay, I'll just give you my tips. It's all human behavior. Okay. Go read the book Deep Work. Here's my tip. I'm just gonna give my tip. Bought this in 2017. Mark, go read this. This is all 3 tips. Because I could sit here in all these webinars, all these classes, and like I give you tons of tips. There's no lack of those. My tips are kind of focused around a core strategy. But you can go hop on any Facebook group. You can go ask any, I mean, it's just crazy. And especially when you're operating from a place of financial anxiety, you start like kind of being desperate and grabbing, right? The skill with AI and Zooms, and we're all basically sitting behind a damn computer all day long doing our jobs all over the world. And a lot of the skills are kind of the same. What's the difference? It's being able to like be in a state where you can like go really deep on something for an extended period of time and master the task and get it done. The real hard stuff. Stacy, how important is the mailing list to get people to call you to buy the house?
It's very, very important.
How many people are actually, do you have to have a high level of intelligence to do it?
To put together the list?
No, to actually format it.
No.
Oh.
I mean, it was a learning curve, but now that I've got it, I've got
Pretty
it.
much anyone with a pulse can do it.
Yeah.
But the time and the focus and the pain of doing the most important stuff, you know, I think that's it. I think the answer, Mark, is having a to not do list. You're going to have to empirically decide which few things you're going to do based upon real actual evidence of the principles making sense and working for other peers in your industry, and not based upon someone trying to sell you a course. Right? And then you have to clear all the distractions, and you have to clear everything in your calendar, and maybe you have to go get on a plane, and maybe you have to go to a hotel room, maybe you have to get into an environment and spend money. You can actually sit down and do this. We are not distracted, and you can really focus and master it and do it well. That's my answer. How's that? Those are my top tips to really execute on Vyral and to show up to your meeting and do them well. All right. Micah, what does this look like for a mortgage guy? Same exact thing. You're just going to send out videos, generally a little more mortgage. We have a mortgage section on our website. The system is exactly the same. You're going to answer the most commonly asked home financing and refinancing questions, to be able to down payment questions, questions that are typically involving the financing, getting the money around to purchase. And you can see if you go to mortgage broker, top 3 loan options for real estate investors. Can you use your equity to buy another house? How to get pre-approved for a mortgage if you're self-employed, how to pay off your mortgage in half the time, get a free mortgage rate quote, get pre-approved online now to buy a home or refinance your mortgage. It's all there. See, start a free application to see how low your payments could be. It's the same system. We don't have many mortgage people as customers. The one that we do are very entrepreneurial, and that's how that works, bud. And probably co-market with some agents correctly. All right. Jeff Phillips, on average, what % of GCI do your successful agents spend this kind of marketing program? That's a great question. I would probably say your targets could be 10%. So if your commission is, well, not on this kind of program, this program's fixed. So we're $625 a month. So let's take that times, so you should spend 10% of the commission to get it. So 625 times 12, you're going to give Vyral Marketing $7,500 a year. Okay. If I give marketing $7,500, how much more should I get back in total gross before all expenses? This is the easiest way to measure it. I would say 10 times. That means your marketing is 10% of revenue when you get your P&L. So you should see, arguably, it's anecdotal, it's not perfect, it's messy, it's gray, okay? But arguably you could say, you know what? This $7,500 I forked over to Vyral to do all this video database marketing stuff brought me an additional, or I can account for $75,000 or more of commissions. That's great. That would be a 10-time return. That's what we want to shoot for. That's the goal. All right. So the lesson today, after recapping everything, was the monthly lead generation email. And you guys all have your assignment to start getting one of those out a month. Stacy, once you get through launch, you'll do it. But Julianne, you're going to do a free home value. We already had that done. Ask your coach for it. That's easy. That's our #1 most popular one. Brian, I sent you in the chat the messaging I'd like you to personalize to send out to all of the agents that you booked their listing appointments for them in Utah. You're going to turn some heads. How's that?
Perfect.
Next week, what time's class next week? Hang on. Yep, class is on Friday next week again. So Friday the 11th is when class is, not on Thursday. I'm at the Inman event. All right, so class is gonna be on Friday. And the topic next week, I know we're just a few minutes over. I apologize. Hang on. Next week, we are going to talk about letters. Yes. So we've done meeting #1. We've done meeting #2. We've done meeting #3. This is meeting #4. So they're going to get the videos and the emails, but now your best contacts in your database every month, in your database, not the haven't mets, your Mets, are going to get 1 letter a month. All right. That's what we're going to talk about. We're done. Mercy.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
you guys. Bye.
Bye.